Hey, my name is Tech, and welcome to your Day 1 Friendship Ultimate Happy-Go-Lucky Fun Guide for your PF experience. We're going to cover Phase 1, Dad Crid, aka Return to Daddy, and we're going to cover the mechanics involved there. We're going to go over a poll of the first few mechanics, outline how you identify things, and then we're going to go through the entire Phase 1 guide document that's kicking around so that you can get into PF right away and start learning the fight today instead of having to wait for like 500 guides. And don't do what this guy did. So, let's get started. So, first, you're going to need clock spots, believe it or not. And then we're going to do a Mitsubishi diagram. It's 3.5 or 4 of these little ticks away from the middle. So you're going to have to do a spread, right? So if you're familiar with DSR, strength of the ward, this position is familiar to you. It's from like the second phase or after the door boss of DSR. It's probably going to be healers in the middle, range to the right, melee to the south, and tanks to the north. But you need to know your spread position for one of the early mechanics. So yeah, you're going to do clocks, you're going to do this, and then you're going to have partners. My group decided for partners that DPS will go counterclockwise and supports will go clockwise for partners. But I think what's going to be more common is supports go counterclockwise, DPS go clockwise. But in any case, do your Mitsubishi spreads, and this is how a pull is going to look. You're going to go to your clock spot right away. If you're a black mage, you're going to put your ley lines down right about here. If you're going counterclockwise, like I am for my partner, uh, but if you're going clockwise, you would just put it right about here for the ley lines. And what's going to happen is we get a cycle mechanic first. It's either going to be lightning or fire. So this time we get lightning. Fire's not much different. You just stack with your partner after the first dodge. In this case, since it's lightning, it's spread. And it's going to just do a bunch of cleaves. So you just dodge out of the cleave, dodge out of the cleave, dodge out of the cleave, kind of like this. So the cleaves don't change, whether it's fire or lightning. So you dodge out of the cleave. If it was fire, I would just be closer to the tank here. But realistically, I think DPS are going to go this way, and I'd be close to the healer if it was fire, or we would spread if it was lightning. And then we dodge the cleave, and there was the spread AoE. Dodge the cleave, one more cleave, and then a tank buster happens. You're going to want to watch out for that. The AoE is pretty big. But that's the first mechanic, and the only difference, again, is if it's fire, you stack with your partner instead of spread for that after that first dodge. Pretty easy, right? Now we get Utopian Sky. So Utopian Sky can be lightning or fire. If it's fire, it's just 2 light party stacks, but if it's lightning, it's strength of the ward positions like we covered earlier. So this is a good example because it's lightning. So what happens is everybody goes to their clock spot that we pre-assigned, and you'll see Thancred drop down with his Gunbreaker blade, and if he's going to be dangerous, he'll raise his blade. However, a dangerous Thancred isn't just dangerous in this area, he shoots across the arena in a line AoE. That means that even if your Thancred is safe, if your partner across from you, if his Thancred is dangerous, you will die if you stand there. So we have to identify a system for figuring out which lanes have dangerous Thancreds. This will leave 2 safe spots. So how I think we should do it is if your Thancred is dangerous, you move into the middle, and if your Thancred is safe, you jump. Okay, you can do both of these things. So if you see a jumping player and then another player runs to the middle, if your partner runs to the middle, you have to run to the middle type thinking. So people in the middle are dangerous, and then whoever's left on the outside, 2 people jumping, will know that's the safe spot. And how we'll do this is you'll need 2 groups, because if it's fire, it's group stacks, and if it's lightning, it's 8 people spreading, right? So you'd put 4 people in each safe spot. So what that ends up being is that you do like from north clockwise around the arena, that will be group 2, and then north counterclockwise around the arena will be group 1, to cover that. But we'll take a look at the guide and see what it says in a little bit. But that's just how my group did it. So I'm jumping because it's safe, but you'll see my partner ran into middle. He's like, it's not safe here. So now I have to be like, oh no, right? And so you see, oh, there it is. The healers remain jumping. So I'm in group 2, so I come over to B. Group 1 people are over there. My group put the range DPS on the Mitsubishi symbol, so we have the easy job. I'm just going to stand there. The healer ends up going 1, 2, 3, 3.5, maybe 4, but definitely 3.5 little diamonds away. The melee DPS goes 1, 2, 3, 3.5, maybe 4 little diamonds away, and the tank moves in right about there into this little bracket. You'll see this bracket here. They can stand there. I always mana ward because I'm scared. And then the cleaves go off, the lightnings go off, and nobody dies. Looks like this tank was actually a little too close on the other side, but our tank was good. Yama Daito did not get a damage down, so in that bracket is the safe spot. Finally, we're going to look at this mechanic called Many Dad Crids. Many Dad Crids. So he's going to spin a color. He's fire, which means lightning is safe. And then many dad crits, and this is called Cyclonic Break. Cyclonic Break has many Thancrids that do lots of things. So while the Thancrids are spawning, we do our cleaves again. And I'm sorry, I skipped a mechanic. So we'll do our cleaves again. He was fire, which means now we stack. So earlier we did cleaves with spread. Now it's cleaves with partner stacks. So I'll stack with my partner, do the cleaves, and then we've noticed 2 Thancrids while we're dodging. So we have a Thancred of Fire in the arena and a Thancred of Lightning out, which means Lightning should be safe for this next mechanic, but that we have to dodge this Lightning Cleave. So for this, you have Turn of the Heavens, is this one in the middle. Turn of the Heavens means he's going to put circles around the arena, and half are bad and half are good. He's fire, so it's going to be Turn of the Heavens means lightning circles will be safe after these dodges, and Burnt Strike is what Lightning Thancred is going to do. Lightning Burnt Strike cleaves through the arena, and then it expands out to widen the cleave. So you really got to be far away from this middle of the arena to dodge that. Then we get a third Thancred, so we have Turn of the Heavens Thancred, we have Burnt Strike Lightning Thancred, and then we have Burnt Strike Fire Thancred. So let's finish our cleaves, and there's Turn of the Heavens. And he casts like a little light looking thing at the end here. So there's probably like an additional light mechanic at the very end. And then there's this Thancred over here. Because what happens is 2 more Thancrids spawn and they give Tethers. So a lot of things. So order of operations here is going to be know which side is safe for Turn of the Heavens. It's lightning. Know dodge lightning, which is going to be in the middle. Then we're going to dodge fire, which is a cleave through middle and then becomes a knockback, right? Then we're going to handle tethers, 2 group stacked tethers, which are fire, okay? That we're not going to resolve this mechanic completely correct on this example, but then we'll look through the guide to show you. But again, you need to know which side Turn of the Heavens is safe. So lightning is safe. I'm on fire side, which is bad. We're going to dodge the middle of the arena and the extended wide AoE from the middle. Then we're going to dodge the cleave from Fire Thancred in the middle and anti-knockback, or get knocked back to the right side on Lightning. And then we're going to do Group 1 North. Or I'm sorry, not Group 1 North. We're going to do Supports North and DPS South for True North for group stacks. So I have a tether. This Lightning Cleave goes off. And we're way out to avoid it. Then the fire cleave goes off, but we can't be in middle or we'll die. I realized I'm on the wrong side, so I tried to adjust. Bit of a mistake there. This line, this curve here, is your barrier. So if Thancred's here, shooting this way, we're going to be out. Whomp. Move in. There's the knockback. I still got knocked back the wrong way. That's my bad. But then the supports would be north, the DPS would be south, C is south, A is north, right? So supports would be on this marker with their tether. My tether, since it's DPS tether, would go down here, and then we would just eat those two group stacks, which would then dodge all of these bad fire donuts from Turn of the Heavens because we would be closer to the lightning ones. But instead, we're dead. And then there's like a light thing that goes off. Okay, so that's pretty much how it goes. And then see, there's a fire stack right there. That's kind of the beginning. It's actually not too bad, especially if you're a little familiar with the Savage version. Let's look at the guide though. Everybody likes guides. Phase 1 was solved in about an hour, so we're doing pretty good. So let's go over the actual guide. There's a URL here. I'll try to link that. But again, cyclonic break, you start in clock positions as shown. You check elemental imbue, whether it's lightning or fire. Remember, lightning is spread. And you dodge cones into stacks or spreads. Cones repeat twice, right? Page 2, right? Remember, fire's partner. They do supports go counterclockwise, DPS clockwise, so let's do that. So in this example, it's lightnings. And in this example, it's fire. Boom, bam, bam, bam. And remember to dodge after the spread or after the stack. Then Utopian Sky. So tanks have to share the buster. Putting them up here is pretty good as long as the range gets out of the way is what they're saying. And then everybody goes to their clocks to figure out where we're going. You go to the edge and check clones. If the hand is up, you walk into the middle. If your opposite goes in, you go in too, just like we covered. For Utopian Sky notes, just inside the 4 notches or 3.5 notches will keep you safe. Group 1 equals red and purple markers. Group 2 equals blue and yellow, or numbers and letters like DSR, depending on your markers. So really, really good. What that means is that you should set up your markers so that Group 2 ends up going like north to southeast, right? Like this chunk. And then like Group 1 will go south to northeast, right? So exactly how we described it, like northwest counterclockwise Group 1, north clockwise Group 2. However you want to think about it, that's how you should set up your markers. We're going to go into Utopian Sky, check clone here for safe side after, right? So he's going to do the same Utopian Sky. He's going to do fire or lightning for your cleaves first. So you do that, and then the guy that drops down does Turn of the Heavens, right? You can't target him. There's no like combat at this part, no DPS. And for lightning, it means everyone goes clockwise as well for consistency. But even though you can't target the NPC, you can see in your cast window, right, that he's casting Turn of the Heavens. Not that you need to know that, just that this guy in the middle is going to choose whether lightning side or fire side is safe. Finally, we're going to dodge the lightning AoE. Then we're going to dodge the fire AoE and then move into it to get knocked back to the right side or anti-knockback, whatever. And since in this example, fire side is safe, so these fire circles, and DPS is in between two of them, and stacking with their tether, and tanks and healers supports are north in between two of them with their tether stacking. You can swap prios if same role. Group 1 will adjust. So like, for example, if both tethers are DPS, right, Group 1 will adjust. So if one ranged and one melee adjust, for example. So like if a black mage and a viper have tethers, right, and they're like both, I don't know, Group 2, the Group 2 viper will move up here, and then the Group 2 tank would move down here. They'd be like, oh, that's my partner. Flex on down. So this is a very similar raid design to DSR, if you're familiar with like whatever that mechanic's called, where there's like the Dark Knight and the White Knight that drop down in Phase 1, or sorry, Phase 2, I guess, Thornton, where you have to like flex for your partner sometime to go north or south to dodge all the light cleaves and whatever. It's kind of the same thing. Then there's Fall of Faith. I haven't seen this mechanic personally, but we're going to go through the guide. So Fall of Faith is 4 tethers. We have lightning equals 3 cones, fire equals 1 stack, tethers 1, 3 go north, and 2 and 4 go south. Okay, so it's opposite corners. So 1 and 3 will go north, 2 and 4 will go south. Other 4 players fill. How? Conga. Looks like we're going to need a conga line for this fight, guys. Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Alright, so that'll be interesting to see when we get to that mechanic. Here's that mechanic again. You're going to use body language for lightning cones. So it looks like people can take the tethers from each other. As far as I can tell, that's going to be pretty cool. And then final tower. So there's a vertical conga as well. So we did this conga. Now we have vertical conga, ranged, healer, melee, melee, healer, ranged. Fill the towers north to south. Tanks to the other side. Okay. So it'll be ranged 2 south, ranged 1 here, then it will go healer, healer, melee, melee. Yep. So it can, this tower requires 2 people, this was 3, this is 1, the order will change. That's pretty cool. And that is Phase 1, guys. That's it. So towers and Fall of Faith. After we saw all the mechanics except for the last 2. That's it. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully this kind of helps prepare you. I'll put the link to this in the description. And just I really want you guys to just go out and have fun PFing it. Honestly, that's all this video is for. So don't feel too scared or like you need to wait for a guide. Like the information's here. Just go do it. Just go have a good time. All right, this is Nem, not Miztech. See you later.